My pants below my waist and I never dance when I'm in this place. I got my pants below my waist and I never dance when I'm in this place. You and I got my pants below my waist and I never dance when I'm in this place.
Hello, everybody. I am Lavern Spicer, and welcome to my podcast, Hood Conservative. Where are all my hoodies at? Where are all my hoodies at? I need all my hoodies to give us a shout out. I see y'all out there, Ron, Love, Amorosa. Amorosa, I want to bring you up on the show. Sophia, how you doing today?
I'm heated. I'm always mad. My neighbor's trying to drive me crazy with this Harris Wall sign right up near my driveway.
I have one also right down the street from me. Walking distance.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
don't understand how people could support anti-Americans. People that don't even show their love at all for the country, don't have no love for the people that are going through all the devastating things that people are truly facing.
It
And
breaks
it's
my heart. It breaks my
yes,
heart, but I gotta say, I'm questioning the judgment of our people, man. Like, I'm like, did y'all take the same history classes that I took? Like, I just can't understand how anybody is trying to play with our freedom by voting for this
hi
nincompoop.
Trevian.
Hey y'all,
What's up?
how are ya? How you feeling?
Good. I'm pissed off.
No. Positive energy only. Let's
I
go.
need
Let's
that.
go. Come
I
on,
need the
let's
positive
go.
energy today. I need all the positive
Positive
energy.
energy
Today.
only.
Yes, yes. Because
Hi,
I just
Lavern. Hey, Sophia.
hey y'all,
What's
hey
up?
Laura. Hey
I'm
Laura.
feeling good. Ready
You
to
know,
light some people up today.
There,
I'm trying to
yeah,
see
let's get some of that. Keep putting it
You know
out
what I'm
here.
saying? Let's
I
go.
need that,
Let's go.
Trevian.
Let's go.
All right.
bring Amorosa up on stage, please.
Yes.
You know, we of course we were expecting a really bad storm on this end, but I thank God that
Yes.
we really didn't get like hardly any rain on my end.
I
Oh,
heard.
good.
So that was a blessing,
Yes.
because the devastation that's taking place through this country is one thing, but to see the disrespect
Yeah.
of the people that are in office that are not coming to the aid of these people is a totally different thing. And it's just horrible.
Yep.
It's really horrible.
No question about it. Well, you all are safe. I know people in Tampa who have, let it be known that they're okay. They may not have power, but everything is intact. So we thank God for that.
Yeah, that's a
I'm still
blessing.
reeling over North Carolina. They're saying that people out there need insulin. When I heard
Yeah,
Yes.
I
that,
saw.
I was just like, yo, it's real.
I saw a gentleman who actually was on donkeys with insulin on ice, taking it to different
Nice.
people with diabetes and
Nice.
different, so you have to thank, be grateful for these people who are out there actually putting the work
Yes.
in. I am actually, I wanted to go to North Carolina, but I'm planning a trip to the border. So I want to see first and firsthand how this is happening, if any changes have been made, if it is that I can tell if there's a slowdown of this influx of illegals that's coming into our country. So I definitely will be giving live feed from that if I can get a signal down there. But if not, I'll definitely be reporting on what I can tell. And I'm hypercritical. So I'll be looking for all details, anything that I think that, has not been, explained to the public of what's happening down there. I look forward to talking to some Border Patrol, um, you know, people there. So I'm looking forward to it. Y'all pray for me because I'm going down there.
Okay, Amorosa,
Just don't have
G,
them have you. Oh, see that?
hello, Amorosa, G sent your email, so you can please, Amorosa, G sent your email so you can get on with us.
Trevian, don't have them have you snatching your earrings and getting grease on.
You know what? Look,
You have to
if
be
I
like
had
this
to,
in some
I
people's
will not be
faces.
going.
Yeah.
I will not be going unprotected. Let's just say that. So,
Yeah. Good.
I have a few people that'll be, going down with me, and they are male. So,
Okay,
yeah,
that's wonderful.
yeah,
So the thing with parts of Asheville, North Carolina, some of the roads have gotten washed away
yes.
and there's no way in. And there are also reports that I think they were saying like it's over 1,000 bodies actually that they have found, and that's really sad. So prayers up for Asheville.
Even so, they're saying that the suicide rate has just gone crazy because people are there with no help, looking around, desolate, and deciding to take their own lives because no one's is, they feel hopeless that no one's going to come and save them. So they would rather die on their own terms. But that's a
Wow.
huge situation going on in North Carolina right now as well.
Wow, that is really terrible.
It,
And you would think that as a citizen, as a taxpayer, that when this type of devastation happens in your community, that FEMA would be there, the federal government would be there, and these people are just not stepping up to the plate. We know that they have offered these people $750, but look at everything that they're giving to Ukraine and these other, third world countries. But when it comes to the American people, we are always last on the burner. So,
well, according to Joe Biden, they're not just going to get $750, but the fact of the matter, the process that they have to go through in which to get the money, they have to do it online. They have no computers. They have no Wi-Fi. So they can't even get to the funds supposedly, available to them. And we just have to look at what this government is doing on a real level to help these people or not, because we're looking at what's happening and it does not seem that they are helping these citizens, intentionally not helping these citizens. And we have to figure out, if there's something that we need to collectively do. And that, for me, I just feel like whatever, use me however you can. I feel like if I have to try, and shout out to Terrence Williams down there cooking pancakes, giving, shout out to him down there in North Carolina. Shout out. So I'm trying to do everything I can.
Somebody just put up that they had a building in North Carolina that they had set up for the illegals. But once again,
wow,
we got a lot of feedback on here. But okay, there's a building in North Carolina by devastation that they want for the illegals when the folks affected are homeless. Why is FEMA not going door to door and moving them there?
Wow.
Well, it's because they don't have any money. You need money to make this stuff work. We know that. And first off, hey everybody, happy Thursday from the great city of Chicago. So we know that Karine Jean-Pierre told us 2 years ago that they were spending this FEMA money on the illegals. And now they don't have no money. So no, they're not going door to door. No, they're not giving out blankets. There's no water coming for you, American. We are in the beginning of the hurricane season. What we on M? Yep, M for Milton. It's 26 letters in the alphabet. So now we on the M, and we got a whole bunch of letters left over, which means that we're about to get a whole bunch of storms, and we don't have the capacity to take care of the American people. And that is disgusting because all of us pay federal income taxes. All of us, everybody that's listening to this has paid for FEMA, which means that FEMA's not coming for them. They're not coming for us.
Right.
And we are in a very precarious situation because we got terrorists here. So what happens if we get hit with a terrorist attack? FEMA takes care of that too. Huh?
There's a lot of people that's giving and they stopping them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Americans are pulling up for Americans and they trying to stop drones from coming through. They trying to stop helicopters from coming through. They trying to stop every effort that's not something that they can control and take credit for. And I think that that's even more disgusting because people are going to go through. People are going to pull up and help. They put Terrence through hell, saying that he trying to capitalize off a tough situation. And he out there. Y'all sitting on your computers just typing away, criticizing people, and he out there cooking and people need food that's ready. People are hungry.
Right. They're
hungry. Sad.
Very hungry. Very hungry. And once again, you know, we saw Trump go to the rescue. We saw,
of course, he's an alpha male. That's what alpha males do.
Out there too. Ron DeSantis. You know, but people always say, hey, the conservatives don't believe in helping people. But the people that we have been seeing them out there that are doing the help and being
conservatives.
People are all conservatives. They're all conservatives.
All conservatives.
Sidebar, y'all. I told y'all I'm recording from my community center, and they did not change the battery in this smoke detector. So y'all gonna be hearing this beep. It's driving me crazy too. But know that this is not my spot. Okay, I don't even know how to mess with their equipment. So excuse me that everybody's about to hear beeping all throughout the process.
Well, the community center needs to get their butt whipped that they cannot make sure that the smoke detectors are functioning properly. So somebody needs to
I'm not going to say anything because a nomad cannot be choosy. So I'm going to see what kind of battery it takes and then give it to the maintenance staff. Right. But yeah, just excuse me for today. We're going to get that together. But on a more serious note, though, I think that what the American people are doing by pulling up is that they're actually showing the inadequacies of the Biden-Harris administration. Everything that's happening now, y'all, we are about to watch them crash and burn. They're already crashing out, but now you got Mother Nature working against them. You got the American people against them. You got the foreigners against them. Like everybody is against them. And now the Lord is, quickening the process. But for me, that's scary because, again, we know more storms are coming. Winter is coming, right? So certain parts of the country may get very cold and freeze. What are we going to do with those people? You see, we're stuck because these people put these illegals before us.
Well, we're never stuck. We're Americans and we know how to fight. We're never stuck.
Yeah.
We just need to be solutionary. You know, we need to be solutionary. So whatever you can, I mean, even if we come to a consensus on a solution that we can provide, if people who are watching today, if we can make a collective that, we can, collectively send things or, supplies and materials down there. I don't think that we should ever think that we're stuck when we have options. This is America. There's always a way.
Yes, because when we
the wrong word.
Together,
that's the wrong word.
When we put our minds together, we will be surprised what we can actually accomplish by working together.
Exactly.
G, can you run that about Greta, please? Gretchen.
Somebody said that they don't want to pay taxes. They'll just send $750 down to North Carolina.
Wow.
What is that?
What? Is she a dog?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Are they rascally out?
She is crazy. Yo, she is bonkers.
Who is that?
That's Gretchen.
Oh, not Gretchen? In
Michigan? Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Well, I mean, if they were faking,
they just can't run away from.
She'll do anything. I cannot believe
she's disgusting. I just saw that today, and I'm like, damn, they're really some debauched people. It's all about sex.
Did you all see Jamie Harrison? Jamie Harrison is the chair of the DNC. Yesterday, he posted, I know a lot of you guys are feeling anxious about the election. Please don't feel nervous. Just take that energy and go talk to more people about voting Democrat. They scared, y'all. They are against the ropes. So now we're about to see the most outrageous, attention-grabbing things that they could ever do because they're trying to get anybody to like them. And everybody's done. Everybody. I mean, this is crazy.
Across the board.
And they played out like a Jerry curl. That's the new phrase. Democrats have played out like a Jerry curl.
Yes. That's why it's so important that people really pay attention. Make sure that when you're at those polls, watch your environment so you can watch what's going on. We need everybody out voting. Right now, the ballots are out, early ballots out, especially here in Florida. Make sure if you have a ballot, Make sure you turn that ballot in, people. We need you to vote. We need you to vote.
Ladies, are you all ready?
You notice how they're not even talking. They're not talking about how people in North Carolina going to vote. They're not bringing that up at all. They're not even. I don't even know how they could make it possible with wanting to use an electronic machine. Now, if everybody was just using paper ballots, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's to be a good reason to be able to do that, because then people won't be disconnected. Like, they're not trying to hear supporting any. Like, I'm worried about that too. I have to admit it, because they need to vote on what's going to take care of them, and that makes me worried.
Actually, they're going to vote. Do not put past these people's ability to be able to make a way to vote. Just like you have early voting, you have polling places which you can vote. They can go and vote now. I think voting has started. Early voting has started in North Carolina. They can go to centers wherever they were registered, whatever counties and districts they were in. They will be registered as registered voters in those voter books. So they can go to any location early and vote. It's not, maybe they won't be able to vote in their specific district, but they will be able to vote because they will be in the voter registrars.
I'm just hoping that they're motivated, because I know that after, and that's where, you know, people like Terrence and President Trump showing up is something to keep them motivated. It's something to keep them, that, you know, recognizing what it needs to be done and how they could be represented. I know that when I was in Freeport on Long Island, when Superstorm Sandy came through, and it helped to disconnect you from the despair. Like, I ain't hardly lose my whole house, but everything that was in my basement was ghost.
Oh, wow. Listen, we have postcards, and he is in the chat. Postcards is doing an excellent job of getting the word out about voting. He's in Western North Carolina, the part that was hit by the storm. So, people, if you need more information and you're in North Carolina and you're in this chat, please reach out to Postcards, because he has that information available.
Thank you, Postcards.
Yeah, thank you.
Now.
So what's our topic today, Lavern?
Oh, girl, we got so much going on. I want G to show that. G, can you show that clip from Alpha Fox? Because, you know, people always say one thing we see out here is that when they come, we see the liberals, and they are taking the Trump signs out of people's yards. They are angry. They are attacking people. They are attacking people, but they always talk about the conservatives as being violent and everything else, but it's actually them. It's actually them.
I was rolling through your comments, and people are mad nasty for no reason. Like, you just doing what you gotta do, and they come up in your space saying some of the most awful things. I was like, damn, Lavern, I didn't know you had it like that. Like, people, they don't care. It's like, when you look, they're supposed to be joyful, and they just enjoy it. And I always say it, and my children wish I wouldn't. You ever question? What's up?
Let me tell you something, Sophia. That's how you know when you're on the right track. Like I said, as long the liberal, we are the liberals' worst enemy. We are what the liberals do not want to see. An independent, outspoken Black woman that's not afraid to speak up and fight for what they believe in. Like I said, as long as I was a liberal, ain't nobody had a damn thing to say. As soon as I became a Republican, all the backdraft.
I mean, it was crazy. I was at the Million Woman March and Women's March and all of that, pink pussy hat. I was that deep into it to where I would fly for events and bring celebrities out to the events. And then took pictures with, the president or CEO of Planned Parenthood. I mean, I was deep into it. I was at all the Hollywood parties. Yes, I was at a Diddy party, but a Diddy party is different than a Diddy freak off. Yeah, because if you were in the industry and you did not get an invite to a Diddy party, you were a minion. So everybody, there's nobody in the industry that was somebody that cannot say that they were not at a Diddy party. But I will say,
Yeah.
or was that too much for you? But yeah.
But you wasn't a resident. You weren't a resident at a Diddy party.
Definitely not a resident at a Diddy party. But if you were anybody in the industry, you were in a Diddy party at least once. There's just no question about it.
I got a question. Did you rub on some baby oil?
No, actually, the thing was, everybody knew about Diddy. Everybody who was at the party knew Diddy's, his tactics. So
his
what
proclivities.
You knew not to drink alcohol. You knew not to drink water. You knew not to drink anything. So I didn't have not even water at a Diddy party. So, but yeah, I mean, everybody in the industry knew, who Diddy was, which is why I don't particularly know why he didn't get a bond. Because
Amorosa, we need your new email address. We don't have it.
Is she not there? Is she coming on?
No.
She said that she emailed. Oh,
okay. But yeah. So
the question becomes: did you leave before 12 o'clock?
What'd you say?
Did you leave before midnight?
Because they said,
pumpkin.
Everything was going. Step it up.
Diddy parties don't start until midnight. You know what I'm saying? So that was impossible. His parties didn't start until midnight. He's
from my neck of the woods. I grew up in the Bronx, in the uptown side of the Bronx. And the thing is that even though we all knew, because that was one of the things that I almost got my ass beat for talking too loud about, everybody knew. But the thing is that everybody didn't know the illegal stuff. A lot of people did not even own up to it. Right. But when you got friends talking about being in the studio and there's kids in underoos, you know what I'm saying? Underoos, I was like,
you know what?
You there.
I'm going to disagree with that because this did not start with Diddy. His mother, all of his family, they started the swinging. It wasn't, Diddy just didn't start this, on his own. He comes from a family.
No, his mom not at all.
Singer. His mom was in
I knew Miss Janice was participating. So
that's where
she looked like
Diddy got it from. But it's been there's a long history of that extracurricular activity in his family. So it was never new to Diddy.
Well, they're
not new to him. It wasn't even new to the hood.
Right.
Like you had so many people talking about the DL. Like they don't even talk about the DL no more. They don't bring that up about how the dudes was like, doing that thing. Yeah.
The issue is the children. So there's a tweet going around now of a boy who was 9 years old, who we're all assuming, this is all an assumption, do not send no people for me. I don't have any money to pay you, okay? But there's a boy who was on Bad Boy. He was 9 years old. He had a song called You're Too Old For Me. And it's a song about a little boy singing to a grown woman, going to her house. Diddy drives him to the grown woman's house and was like, yeah, go shoot your shot. And so he's out there with his little child friends. And they're like singing and dancing and telling her, you too old for me. I love you. Give me a chance. And it's like, what is this about? What? And then they have pictures of Diddy with the little boy with his shirt off. So they said before there was Justin Bieber, there was Jerome or Jeremy it's Jerome, excuse me. It's Jerome. And Jerome got with Bad Boy when he was 9. Someone who is on the indictment said that they got with Bad Boy when they were 9 and that they were sexually assaulted. That's the problem. Because see, a grown woman, when you get there, you know what it is. Okay. I'm a woman. We all women. Okay. And that's not to diminish rape victims. Okay. If you are just truly raped and taken advantage of, okay. But if you go to Diddy party and you go get yourself all waxed and primps before you got there, you know what you coming to do. Wow. So you cannot feel like, because things did not work out for you, or because, you didn't get that deal, or you didn't become that it girl, now you feel taken advantage of, right? And I get that. I totally get that. Right. But for me, what I'm focused on are the children. There's another girl who said that she was raped by Diddy in Detroit when she was 17, Diddy and one of her friends. So they are doing this to children, and we knew that they were because all of them were hanging with R. Kelly. Right? I mean, this is what they did. They hang out with, this is sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Okay,
I
y'all.
mean, you're talking about somebody who represented R. Kelly, and
I know that's why I
when
thought
the whole
about
sex
it.
cult started. So I've worked
And
with R.
listen, y'all,
Kelly.
Jen's gonna run a clip real quick.
Okay.
And what he's gonna run a clip.
They don't stole my damn phone. That's my work phone. Where is Kamari? Kamari, come up here. And where is Christian?
With his black shirt.
Ma'am,
Don't go nowhere.
you. Oh, no. I'm in here. Yes, I did. That's why your phone still there. Because you snatched it out. Yes, you snatched. I ain't snatched out nobody. Where is Christian? They jumped there and walked up on my grandfather's bed. Right there, he's not the full club. He told me to stay right here. Be quiet.
I want to know
Walmart.
when did this type of behavior become acceptable in our community? You know, the generation that I grew up in, if you even thought about doing anything, you knew your mom, your daddy, your grandmama, everybody was gonna put their foot up your ass. So
It's the crack
when
era.
did this type of stuff become acceptable?
Crack. So it's a couple of things. First things first, crack cocaine took dignity out of our communities, because we understood that people were either sick with addiction or they had children who were being neglected. So we started having a softer heart for this type of behavior. And then we had foreigners come in and capitalize off of this. So like shows like Baddies, Bad Girls Club, all these shows, even the Housewives, the Doctors, Married to Medicine, all of them get together and they are aggressive and they hit each other. And the media has shown us that this is not a low class behavior, because people from every socioeconomic class, when you get upset, it's acceptable for you to get loud and ignorant and belligerent and violent in public. That's why I say make crime illegal again.
That's why I blame
Obama.
Hell, they wouldn't act like that.
Yes. That's what crime should be illegal again.
I blame Obama.
Right now it's not. Chicago, you on any
I blame Obama because he got us feeling ourselves.
No, in Chicago,
he went up there and he was telling everybody to act up.
You can have 40 people bum rush into a Louis Vuitton store and clean the store out. The police will be standing outside of the store and not grab at a single one, because Chicago has a no chase law. You could get busted in your head and robbed with a police officer standing 20 feet away from you, and they will let that criminal go. If you steal $999 worth of goods from Walgreens, they will book you and release you within 30 minutes in the city of Chicago. Like P. Ray said, make crime illegal again, because in the city of Chicago, it is not. It's not.
I'm a little different with the opinion on that. Not saying that you guys are right on it, but I don't know if y'all remember back when they had the riots after Rodney King, and they was doing all the kicking in and they started all the looting. And not just that, they were talking about how many of the DJs in New York got their equipment mad early because of different rights that they use. It's one of those things when I think about, when y'all remember when AOC was saying that people are just doing that because they need to get bread. They keep making excuses for it. That's one of the things that I've noticed is in the community, that entitlement is emboldened. It's emboldened to say that, we haven't had, and it's time for us to get ours. And when Obama was elected, that's one of the main things that got people feeling themselves. It was like, okay, like I came from the generation when they said they would never be a black president. They were like, nope, it's not going to happen. When I don't know if y'all know about that song. It was like Turn the White House Black. There was a whole bunch of ideas that we wouldn't come up and be able to have that kind of power. But when you tell people so much and so often that they're weak, that they ain't got nothing, that we need to go get ours, people used to just be cool with going to Delancey Street and getting the fake shit. You know what I'm saying? But now that entitlement has been emboldened since then, and they are running up to go get theirs, and they pose with it. They talk about boosting. That was a whole part of feeling entitled and bringing that in. That was just in the circle. That was part of the culture, but now it's blown up, and now it's just everybody doing it. It's not just us. You can see what people, Indian women with their saris, be stuffing all kinds of stuff under their skirt. It's something that they do, but they putting it on camera because we running up in places. They've been doing it, but we just need to let that go and just recognize that those brands aren't going to make us any better. That you got to just do better. But the Democrats don't let up at all. Did he?
When Obama was in office,
I heard you say something, but
we as Black people, a lot of us were so proud. We have our first Black president, and we was expecting so much out of him, but none of that we was expecting never happened. It's like once he got elected, he had one agenda, and that agenda was to make sure
gay
was put in place.
But see, they also began the culture of victimizing villains. That's the whole thing. Like, we're living in the villain era. And instead of like being focused on giving justice to victims and making victims whole, we want to get to the reason of why, the Wicked Witch of the West is wicked. No, she wicked and she got to get from around us. So now we're putting a lot of money into restorative justice. The only person who needs to be restored is the victim. The villain has to be removed from society because they have broke societal norms. That's why we have jail. Again, like, these people are not afraid of jail. First off, because I was asking someone, I'm like, is jail fun? You love going, I asked this one, I'm like, what, you got a man up in there? You love going back and forth to jail, right? But in there, they kicking it. People got tablets. We've seen videos now. They doing dating shows out of the prisons down south. These men are in there hanging out. And again, I just don't understand how we got into this era. Hey, welcome to our space.
There she is.
I had to fight Kamala. I had to fight Kamala's ass to get up in here. I was going crazy.
This is Kamala ass in the room.
That is hilarious. Welcome. We were wondering if you were going to make it.
Yeah, I was pumped. I was ready. I saw you girls and I was like, no, you got to let me in. So thank you, Lavern, for letting me in. I wanted to come in and talk shit. I wanted to come in and motivate all of us and get our men out to vote.
Yes.
Men out to vote.
Come out voting. We need men to actually show up to vote. That's what we need.
Talk about the
There's
$1
10
billion
million
that
fewer
Kamala
men
has reportedly raised, and what we need, what that signifies for every American when you have big donor interests that gets any candidate to $1 billion. That should let every American know what we are up against. This is big pharma. These are corporations that have replaced the American workforce with illegal, so they are siding with that open border policy. We need to recognize the forces. We've got all of Hollywood donating millions of dollars.
Yes.
What do you think that is? So
because the Bible talks about
spiritual
wickedness in high places. Exactly. And that's what we're seeing now. And G, while we are on that, I want you to roll this clip while we're talking about politics.
And I feel like Black America, if there ever was a moment for them to just take a moment and breathe, to wonder why this candidate, any candidate running for president can get $1 billion of special interest money, because that's not small donor money. No. Small donor money would never make it to $1 billion. We are up against an animal, a machine that is so detrimental to our survival. Whatever you can do, every Black, I don't care. For me, I wanted to give up on Black people, Black Democrats. I wanted to, but I know we cannot, because I am also a transformed conservative. I used to be the hardest Democrat. As hard as I go for Trump and as hard as I go as a conservative, I was going as hard as a Democrat. So there is hope. Fortunately for me, it didn't take anything drastic. I'm trying to stop Black America from getting to the point where they will feel the brunt of the drastic decline in our country. So whatever we can do, but we do have 40% of registered voters going for Trump. So, and that's Black registered voters, everybody. 30% of the Black vote, Trump wins. 35%, he wins by a landslide. We're polling 40% in urban cities.
Nice.
So,
Okay,
it's higher than that in Chicago. I keep telling everybody.
I want G to run this clip. So I'll run this clip so we can discuss this clip.
The cat.
Walls reading to local kids in Bangor at the Briar Patch and speaking about the importance of education.
We're going to protect things like making your own choice to read books.
Kids in attendance enjoying the story time and message.
It was very cool, and I was so excited when I saw her.
Just the message that she sent was really nice. She wants education to stay healthy.
And housing, and gas, and groceries. We need that, right? Yes, we do.
Many Democratic leaders in attendance are invigorated by Wall's visit to Bangor and the goals of the...
Okay. This clip right here is about Tim Watt's wife on the campaign trail reading gay books to kids about gay dads taking care of their cats, in case you were wondering.
Because her husband is gay.
This how they camouflage stuff. People look at the book, think it's about a damn cat, and then some gay bullshit. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. This is how they are attacking the most vulnerable population.
Early.
And a lot of people are not even aware of what's in the books.
Yeah.
You know? Because every time you try to talk about something, oh, it's racist. They want to play that race card.
Homophobic.
That's why they make the daddies black.
Yes,
so that way it looks like they're reading a book for diversity, but they're really selling homosexuality to the children. Again, this is it's everything now is about retooling what we think of good and evil. They are doing everything that they can to normalize chaos and dysfunction. And now they're starting with the little kids. And then they show white children reading this book about black folks. So then the black kids say, oh, what book that? Well, tell me about that book. Why they get to read a book about black folks? And then you get that book in your school and look at what you have, the spread of this. They're not there to teach the children homosexuality. They're there to teach them how to read, write, count, and have decent manners.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to be about.
But they do this on purpose. They do this on purpose. They're not teaching our kids the basics because they want weak minds and they want to be able to control us. And I find it insulting and infuriating that they can remove God from school. We can't even say, anything about God. We can't have the American flag in a classroom, but we can have all this woke agenda in our classroom.
We can have gay books about homosexual activities, teaching kids how to have anal sex. All of that is okay in the classroom, but you can't say nothing. You can't pray. You can't say nothing about God, but you can also start kids on the sex change, that type of thing.
So you can't even say, Aaron, you a boy. Keisha, you a girl.
Right.
You can't even say that.
The little kids are like, but I don't want to be that. And the teachers are pushing well, you don't feel like that now, but you will. You might feel like this later. And I wanted to comment on something that Postcard said. There was 10 million fewer men who voted than women in 2020. And me being from California, and our woke ass over here in California, okay, pushing all kinds of this agenda, this transgender, non-binary, other thing where people think they can be a cat or a dog. This has been my conversation with a lot of the Democrat men that were like, okay, I'm probably going to vote for Kamala. But are you on board with this whole agenda that's being pushed to your kids? And they're like, no, I'm not. Well, what are you going to do about it? You are not loyal to your Democratic Party. They are not the same people that you used to vote for. They have sold out. They have been bought by this evil agenda. People need to realize this.
The establishment.
And every single time, this has been something, at least here in California, that has been huge for me. I have my whole little stream of videos ready to show them and content like what Lavern said, you know, anal sex and how to masturbate to kids that are in kindergarten. I have it all ready for them. And I'm like, tell me if you're on board with Harris and Walz after you watch this. And then when they registered to vote, I swear to you, I'm like praising Jesus. I'm like, thank you, because it's only by people like you who walk away and stand up and say, we are not on board for this shit. You are not coming for our kids. And they say it, we are coming for your kids. With the pride rallies, I have a lot of friends also here in California that are LG, okay? LG, not T, not B, not HHWK, and they're not on board
not
with
plus.
it. Their parades with men walking around with their things hanging out and little
kids are there. And kids are there.
So when you bring this up in their face.
I wanted to touch on what P. Ray said. You remember you was talking about how they targeting Black children?
Yes.
I had to get this one, and I don't think not too many people know about it. When you start off, the first page says, for as long as I could remember, I knew I was a boy. That's how it starts off. First page. First page.
So
I also went and got this gem. Did y'all see this one?
No.
Y'all ready? It's this. Y'all have to pay attention to that corner that says parental advisory.
Okay.
Right. I got my tabs in. So I got this one because it was in my son's high school and people thought I was lying.
Wow.
What is that?
That's
no.
high
school.
That's
It's a real book.
Wow.
It's a real book. You can see that people of color are well represented in this one.
Wow.
That's terrible. That needs to be
It's real.
Straight up.
And it's because we said
absolutely.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, what?
Let's
What's
talk
the name
about
of
it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, girls.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about
it.
that.
And that's the thing.
That
Black
bullshit right
people,
there. See, let me
Black
tell y'all
people-
something. A lot of times when I talk to people, friends, family members, they don't have a clue about this type of shit. It's in the library and in these books. They really don't know. You know, so when you try to tell them about it, then they kind of get offended, you know. But I understand waking up is a motherfucker. It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard for you to accept that everything you have come to believe is a lie. It's a lie, you know.
It's a lie.
So
it's a lie.
I mean, look at that book
They call
there.
it The Lie is The Teen's Guide to Sex, Relationships, and Being a Human. There's the lie.
That needs to be taught by parents. I'm sorry. I do not want my kids
100.
learning about anything about their private parts or anything about sexuality coming from some lunatic at a school that is a progressive. Sorry, I don't want that. That comes from home. That's our values. They have no business. And I'm glad you showed that, Sophia, because it needs to be exposed as ugly and as evil and as nasty as it is. And, you know, people, it's hard for them to wake up. But you know what? The truth hurts. And you got to see it sometimes.
It doesn't be hard anymore because Black America needs to realize they don't even have to walk away from the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party has walked away from them.
That's That's why they can't get no motherfucking help. But they still want to sit around and act like Kamala's going to support their ass. But Kamala clearly does not give a fuck about them. And that's one of the most lyingest bastards that I have seen in a long time, you know, running for office.
That whole walk away thing is crap. The Democrats walked away from Black America. And Black America is still trying to drag on to their tail and be scuffed and scrape down the road trying to hold on to Democrats. Democrats have been gone from Black America.
Well, I figured out why Kamala is pushing her Blackness so much. I did my research. Y'all know I'm an extroverted nerd. So Kamala's mom is in the top cast of the Indian society. When her Indian parents sent her to the United States of America America to get her PhD. They did not send her here to make two half Jamaican mulatto children, okay? They did not send her here to meet a Jamaican mulatto man. In that culture, they have planned marriages. They know what those bloodlines are supposed to be. Their mother could not take her two Jamaican kids back to that caste. And that's why she had to raise them as Black children, because she knew that the Indians were not going to accept her. And this is why we have not seen a big push from the Indian community, even though they're huge in this country. And that's why she keeps saying, I'm Black. My mama raised me to be Black. Because I'm like, why is she pushing this so hard? And it's because her mama, even though her mama gave her Indian culture, her mother always let her know, you a Black woman, you not me. And that's because within the society, when you have these biracial relationships, the only time the child gets the mother's race is if the mother is Black. Aside from that, the race goes to the father. But she doesn't have anything to back up her Jamaicanness, because her daddy don't get down with her like that either. So then she comes and imposes herself on us.
Well, you know, one thing about the islands, like Jamaica and a lot of those islands, they do not support that gay agenda. They do not.
Why you don't mess with her, probably.
No.
Right. If y'all remember back in the day when Rosie O'Donnell and them, they took that cruise, their gay cruise boat to Jamaica, they would not let them come to their port. They would not allow that boat in their port.
Her father is a Marxist. I'm glad that Nora brought that up.
Yeah.
Her father is a Marxist. That whole thing, when she starts saying that, you know, I'm Black, I don't care what you are. I don't care what you are. If you're pushing this crazy ass agenda, you could be.
You have some earpieces. I think that static is coming from you. It's a static in the thing.
Feedback.
Oh, y'all can hear it? Y'all can you hear it now?
Yeah. Yeah. Not now.
Oh no, I don't know. I like
when I asked about it, it stopped.
Oh, so maybe that wasn't me. But yes, in any case, the thing is, Donald Harris is not with her. Donald Harris is not with her. She said that Jamaicans smoke weed. He said, the cannabis seed came from India. Put that on your mama and keep our name out your mouth. The fact that she's pushing gayness. The Jamaicans are not going to stand behind that. That's why we have not seen one Jamaican auntie, uncle, first cousin, third cousin, great auntie. None of them are standing behind her. Her family literally is not behind her. And I think that's, in a way, I feel kind of sorry for her. You can see that she's aging very quickly. She got real deep wrinkles and stuff in her face now. Yeah, I mean, and so as a woman, even though I don't like her politics, as a woman, I know that is incredibly lonely to have your daddy publicly denounce and disown you in the press release. And now you trying to big up him and his race and his culture, and he can't send nobody to validate you. And he lives in Washington, D.C. He did not come. He's never given a speech. He didn't come to the DNC. He didn't bring the Jamaican community to her. Obviously, he is a big someone in the Jamaican community, because they had enough money to send him here on a student visa in the 60s. You got to have all that money up front. So they are very wealthy and well-to-do, but they're not helping her. And she thought that it was,
I don't feel bad for her. I think that she looked old because she cackling too much and got age lines.
And you got to ask yourself, why is Waltz's family not on board with him and Harris's family on board with him?
So who would be on board with somebody that want to put some damn tampons in the boys' bathroom? I mean, what is supposed to be the purpose of that? You know? What is supposed to be?
Are friends with school shooters.
Transgenderism. So that's the thing. So if a little girl, if Kylie decides that she's going to become Kyle, then now she can go to the boys' bathroom and she might need a tampon in there. But even that puts little girls at risk, because I don't want an 8th grade boy in the bathroom with a kindergarten girl. Right. We know that is unacceptable. And nobody is protecting the girls.
What is tampons going to do for us? For Americans, how is it going to help our lives?
It's for the little girls that are transitioning. But the whole thing about it is that we, as adults, we don't have to accept that. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, nobody has to go. We've been really kind to these people, right? Especially because they pushed it through black folks by saying we were hyper homophobic, even though we are not, never been, but we're hyper homophobic. So then black folks say it's okay. We're the moral compass of America. Now America thinks it's okay. And now black folks are saying, wait a minute, that's not what we want. And again, this is why everybody's leaving the Democratic Party. We don't want to base all of our politics on homosexuality and abortion.
No, we do
We're
not.
bigger than that.
We don't want our kids going through no damn sex change neither, because most black parents are trying to survive, trying to keep a roof over their head. Rent is at an all-time high.
Right.
People can't afford to buy food. People can't afford to put clothing on their kids' back. And now they want to be fucked up with you and your books, trying to teach their fucking kids how to have sex. Really? Is that what we doing now?
And Kamala wants to use our tax dollars to give sex change to inmates who have done
Yes.
It's
pay for abortion.
Yes.
Yeah, insanity. It's insanity. That's why, I know you probably have seen that video, the viral video of that pastor that says, I cannot get on board for this. Have you seen it? I love him. I share that as much as I can because, a big percentage of the Christian population, regardless if you're Black, Hispanic, whatever, they're not on board with this.
They're not speaking up. They can't because they already been paid. They cannot speak up. But let me say this, y'all. Right, as soldiers, we are on our own. We got to fight this war on our own because it's up to us to continue to educate people as to what is taking place in this country. And a lot of people don't have a clue. A lot of people do not know this agenda, that we're facing now. So we got to wake them up. But we are on our own because where is the church? Where is the church? How can you say you a Christian if you're supporting these kids starting these puberty blockers? How can you support as a Christian those sexual books with all the drawings straight up for you to see? You ain't got to be the smartest bitch to figure that book out that you got. You know what I mean? Because they got diagrams.
Black churches,
but even about the abortion,
it's like they connecting the dots. It's like they connecting the dots in that book. You ain't got to be the smartest, but you're gonna figure this book out because we're gonna lay this out for you. So this is the kind of world that we are in today's world. Evil. It's just evil.
But the church is with it, y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all a quick story about something that happened 2 years ago in Chicago. J.B. Pritzker and the Illinois State Caucus passed the law that anybody in America can come to Illinois and get an abortion for free. That means, so if the average girl in America starts her period at 10 years old, that means a 10-year-old can go to Cook County Hospital, get an abortion for free, and nobody got to call her mama, okay? She makes this decision on her own. So the preachers have a meeting for the governor right here on the west side. He comes over here. Of course, I go to the breakfast. I want to eat the grits and salmon croquettes too. So we eating. He up there talking. They say we're gonna take questions. So I raise my hand. They say get her. She's on WVON. She'll be a good person because WVON is a Black station that's very liberal. I said, Mr. Governor, can you please explain to the people of God why you passed the law that allows 10-year-old girls to go get abortions without their mothers? That means that if a little girl is getting molested in her home, her mother can take her to get an abortion over and over again, and nobody's gonna tell her mama. Her parents won't even know until she bleeding on her pretty pink sheets or catches an infection. They gotta take her to the hospital, and then they gotta pay for it. She cannot go to the pumpkin patch without a signed permission slip, but she can go down there and get herself an abortion. Can you explain to the people of God why you did that, Mr. Governor? He was like, well, we did that for the kids that might need other protections, but all right, that's it, guys. All right, I'm out of here, and hustled his big butt up the stairs, okay? Because we're in this little church basement.
Let me expound on that. I'm going to expound on that, P-Ray. So I dated the Secretary of State, former Secretary of State, Jesse White, who was the longest running Secretary of State in the country, running the largest Secretary of State's office in the country. Every election cycle, the entire Democrat Party would count on him because he was the only politician in the history of that city or state to not have any scandal. He was the scapegoat to go and get all the black preachers rounded up for every election or every politician that they were looking to put into office. It is a machine. The Illinois Democrat, I'm going to call it a conglomerate, because as a conservative, as a Republican, you cannot break through the Illinois Democrat veil. You just cannot. The Republicans in Illinois, pussies. Every last one of them. I'm a lobbyist there. I've dealt with every state politician that you can run across. They're all pussies. They all fall in line. The black community, without P. Ray, I'm telling you, on the west side, the black community in Chicago will continue to just go under. But it is a cycle in Illinois. There's no question. It is a fine-tuned machine. They come together. They pick their person that they're going to put out in front. Alexi Giuliani, whatever his last name is, took over that space and now the entire Secretary of State's office is now corrupt. He owed so many people. I was sitting in Tavern on Rush while two people behind me, one, I'm going to name, his grandfather was very prominent in the political community. They were talking about how the labor unions were going to pay Alexi. I actually started recording this conversation. I wanted to destroy his campaign running for Secretary of State, and the former Secretary of State told me not to put the tape out.
Wow.
So this is what's happening in
But
Illinois.
you know, the Democrats are scared. They're scared. So they have a little party. Y'all know I go everywhere I want to go. So the black caucuses for the city, state, and county had a party Saturday night called the Blackout Party. So P. Ray put on her little clothes and I popped out at their party. So when I get to the party, everybody like, girl, what you doing up in here? I'm like, I got the invite like everybody else. What you talking about? Then I told this one guy who's a state senator when he said that to me. I said, well, I got a little extra time because we winning, baby. We win. I said, we so far ahead, I can come have a drink with y'all. And he pulled me to the side and he said, no, dead ass, y'all are winning. And y'all are winning big. Nobody expected this. Oh my God, girl, don't tell nobody, but we so proud of you. Y'all did that shit. Y'all did that in real life. I'm telling you, everybody telling us. He said, hell, y'all did so much. Sometimes I think about becoming a Republican. So what's about to happen if they don't cheat? If they don't cheat, that's the whole thing, because we're dealing with some documented, dishonest, cheating, low-down, scandalous, diabolical people, okay? But if they don't do what they normally do, this is a landslide. And then that's how we save our children. That's how we save our little girls' wombs. That's how we save the baby boys' balls. This is how we get back into the classrooms. That's how we get the perversion out of the libraries, because
that's all it is. It's a bunch of perversion.
It's perversion, and we're not the only 5%.
And people gotta stop accepting free stuff. I say y'all gotta stop accepting free stuff, because in the high schools in New York,
it's not so much.
Well, I was gonna say that in the high schools in New York, they started putting clinics inside the high school. So parents are like real happy that their kids can go visit these clinics, not knowing that they giving them the shot. They putting implants in them. They doing all kinds of stuff, and they do referrals so that they can get abortions.
Yeah, so
stop taking free stuff.
A nurse practitioner can go to a school nurse's office and administer abortion pills in that office, in that school, because she's a nurse practitioner. She can sign off on it. And so I asked one of my state reps, also, why you go do this? I asked him this, because, I ask people questions in front of everybody. That's where it's no confusion on what's said. So he's standing up there, he's giving his little spiel. I raised my hand. He's like, yeah, baby girl, what you got to say? I said, can you explain to the people of God why you went down there as our rep and voted for 10-year-old girls to get abortions? We ain't send you down there for that. Did nobody in here send you down? What you do that for? So he gave his little spiel, but then he called me afterward. He said, look, had I not done that, they would have primaried me. They would have primaried me. They would have charged on me. They would do cases. No. But listen, it's deeper than the primary, because now Madigan, who was running the state house for years, today his trial, the jury picked. He's a horribly corrupt man. But what they would do is, if you didn't go along with their agenda, they would link up with their federal partners and throw federal charges on you. So we gotta look at this bigger, because at first I was real mad at them. I was real pissed. I'm gonna call your office. I'm gonna meet you at the grocery store. I'm gonna meet you in front of your church and say, why you go sign up for that? But they like, remember, this is Illinois, and if we don't do what they tell us to do, they can throw Fed cases on us. So the only way that any of this changes is through the voter electorate. This is why we got to keep on encouraging
this is
our
one
people.
of the most important elections. People, everybody needs to make sure that your voice is heard and that your vote counts, because this is one of the most important elections that's going to take place in our lifetime.
And
so
you know, when you
Yes.
said they're going to cheat, they already cheated. They installed Kamala's ass up in there like she had one vote. And you know what? Let them cheat, because we know their playbook. We know that's how they play. But you know what's different about this year, 2024? Is
we
that
have to cheat better.
No, we are more united. We are more united than ever before.
Yes.
People are fed up of being sick and tired. They're like, you know what? No. Every single time now I reach out to people, they're calling me back and saying, can you give me those websites or those apps so I can download and start doing what you're doing? And these are people that wouldn't vote before. They were like, oh no, my vote doesn't matter because I live in California. And I'm like, it matters, because you voting, first of all, is your civic duty. And second, your vote is saying, we don't want you, Kamala. We don't want anything to do with you and what you stand for. So even if they cheat, and they will cheat, I don't think we're going to be able to be ignored. There's way too many of us pissed off. There are way too many of us calling them out and asking questions. And, you know, especially, you know, now people that live in the hood, they're even rising up and they're like, we don't want you, Kamala. Right. We don't want your you know, your free pizzas coming on Saturday and, you know, bring your campaign here. We don't want you. And I really believe, I have faith in the American people. It doesn't matter where you're from, what state you're from, what community you're from. They are getting on board, and they've hung themselves. They've drawn this crazy agenda out, and all of their policies, if they're not copied from Trump, all of their policies have nothing to do with to better our people. So they've done this to themselves. So if they cheat, you know what? We're fighting back. We're getting everyone registered. We're getting everyone out to vote. And when we go to vote, I'm going in caravan, okay? I'm going to vote early, but I'm going in caravan, and I'm offering free rides to my neighbors, to my friends, to my family, to the
old. We all need to do that.
They have free barbecue plates at my polling
with
place.
The state that California is in, nobody in California can afford not to vote, because that state is fucked up. It's truly fucked up. You know, I mean, you got people there on Skid fucking Row. You got the school buses that are literally dropping the kids off in front of drug addicts that are getting high. Yeah. You know,
there's needles
and
everywhere.
Nobody is saying nothing about this. And what is Maxine doing besides your Congresswoman Maxine doing besides living her best life? These people that have become totally complacent, you know, to the people that voted from them in the first place. Okay. So that's the reason why y'all need to vote them stale old motherfuckers out of office, because they clearly do not give a fuck about we the people. So that's why they ass need to go. Look at all that money. Look for all of that money trail.
Well,
look
I mean, I think
it's going. Nothing to help the people here. And then even though Kamala put up $25,000 for new homeowners, what is $25,000 going to do?
It's not new homeowners. It's first generation homeowners. That's the thing. That's what pisses me off the most.
Like right here in Miami, the hood.
Homeowners, we've been owning homes since the 1800s.
All the houses here in the hood are $500,000. So what is that $25,000 going to do towards a $500,000 home? That's not even going to be a drop in the
But what I'm saying
bucket.
is that money is not meant for the people in the hood. Like, for instance, where we at on the west side of Chicago, everybody on my block own their building. So, I mean, you know, we've been there for generations. So somebody like me, I wouldn't qualify for that $25,000 because I'm not a first generation homeowner. And the majority of Negro people in this country are not first generation homeowners. That was our grandparents' number one goal, was to buy a house. So because they had aspirations 2 generations ago, now you can't benefit. That's not for us. That's for the new people coming in. They're doing everything they can to make this country comfortable for them while pushing us to the back. And that's why they played out. It's over. And there's nothing they can do at this point. The train is gone and it's going downhill as fast as it can. They about to crash out and MAGA is about to come up. Now, what I'm most scared of, y'all, what P. Ray is scared of for real is what happens on January 6th. Because when we are effective and successful in our movement, a lot of powerful people are about to lose a whole lot of power. So what does that look like for us? Because right now, my governor is in Japan with Rahm Emanuel. I just told my girl they about to start putting dead fish on our porches. Like Rahm is the ultimate, you know, little tyrant and bully. And we know that this is coming to us. I'm sorry.
Someone just said California is a hot mess, and I can't even survive all the awful policies, and these Democrats keep voting for this. Now, what's wrong with these fucking Democrats? That's the problem. You know, how can
they don't care?
And then when you talk to them,
they ran Elon out of California.
Republicans are racist. Really? I'm a fucking racist? Really? Okay? Come on.
Yeah, we're all black. We're all black here.
That's just a bunch of bullcrap to change the narrative and to hope that it will be blown over and no one will really look into it. But it has nothing to do with being racist or anything. It has to do about being informed. And how dare you call us racist?
Exactly.
You have no idea
Can we
what
go
you're
back to
talking
the
about.
topic? Let's not even give him any light of day.
Those people have low self-esteem. If you are an American and you're not MAGA, you got low self-esteem. That's it. That's what I said. I'm not about to. I didn't raise you to have low self-esteem. That's between your mama, the altar, and your therapist. Okay, that's not my business. If you don't want to put yourself and your family first, stay where you at. But everybody else that got high self-esteem, we got some work to do. It's real. We got to clean this up.
Absolutely.
Before it gets too bad.
Right. I like what Postcards just said. It's the evildoers who will be fleeing the country when Trump wins. Get them the hell out of here.
Trump 2024. Trump
the door swings both ways.
Yes.
If you don't like it, leave. I tell everybody this. I left with a 4-year-old in tow. I left and went to a whole other country, started a whole new life, speaking a whole different language every day, okay? If I could do it, you can do it. If you don't like America, this is what you can do. I'm going to give y'all the hat, and I should charge consulting for this. Go to usajobs.org. Type in the country you want to go to and look at the available jobs. Apply for that job and get on about your business.
Let's do it for Kamala's ass. I'm going to look it up for Kamala because she needs a new job. She could go somewhere else.
No, she's probably,
she got to
go
somewhere.
We should send her to find her roots. You know, really, I really want her because that's a deep insecurity. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. Even somebody wrote in the comments, they said, I'm an Indian. I've been here for 2 years. You're right. She did have an arranged marriage. And when she showed up with her as a single mom with 2 kids in tow, no, honey, ain't nobody put their money together for you to go do that. And so they never accepted those children. That's why she had to move to Canada. She's always been searching for an identity. And then she thought she was going to steal my identity and y'all's identity and ride it to the top. And then we told her, no,
because I'm talking about her ass every day, all day on my ex page, all day, every day. I'm on her ass like, why?
But what I'm saying is, what she thought was going to be her stabilizing force in Black America, we said no too. You know, so that's going to.
You think the AKA? P-Ray.
Yes, ma'am.
P-Ray, do you think AKA going to support her?
Yeah.
You think AKA got her back this time around?
Incorporated. I'm an AKA. So I can speak. I'm not speaking on behalf of the organization. I'm not speaking on behalf of the organization.
Right.
I'm speaking on behalf of what I know. And what I know is it's a whole lot of sorors saying, P-Ray, I'm with you too, but I can't say nothing because people don't want to lose their social capital. So then everybody's not P-Ray. I don't care. If you don't like me, that's okay. I live with my family. I'm gonna go home to the people who love me. But some people ain't got that. They need to get that out of chapter.
So if you're listening, AKA, listen to P-Ray. Listen to her.
Yeah, if you're at a chapter meeting, you're gonna go along with what the people want to hear. It's a sorority, right? We know it's sorority culture, but for women, older women. But nobody's buying this because again, everybody, young Black America, people under 50 who are not a part of the Democratic literati bubble, none of them are voting for Kamala. None, and the elders are not voting for Kamala. I've been working on my feet 40 years, and I'm getting a Social Security check, a Lord have mercy check for $1,200 a month, and y'all giving these illegals $5,000. I'm never voting for that again.
Did you see the report?
They did this to themselves.
Did you see the report today? I posted it on my page today. In Chicago, they're giving $9,000 to these migrants that are coming in for rental assistance. Meanwhile, people go to, I would post it here, but I don't think I can.
Yes, they are. So I want to just check something. Those are not migrants. Those are illegal immigrants. My grandmother was a migrant when she left the South.
The news says migrants, but we know that it's the illegal red carpet treatment. Meanwhile, we got our homeless veterans, our homeless families. They're on the verge of homelessness every single day.
In the streets.
The rent.
Everybody in the streets.
Let me
say this too, y'all. And I want people to really listen up. A lot of these illegals have been released from prisons in the country that they came from, and they are hard at work. You see them on social media slapping the shit out of people. I seen I'm in New York slapping women.
Did you see the man who killed the Arab man who killed the 2 Black people in the fish joint here in Chicago? So that video was going around.
I saw the one that slapped that baby. I saw that man slap the baby.
No, that was in Europe. I'm talking about right here in Chicago.
That was in Europe. You said in Chicago?
He had a suitcase. He was digging through his clothes. The man came from behind the counter and shot him in the head. Then there was an old man just sitting there enjoying his catfish with a walker next to him. He shot him in the head too. 2 murders, point blank, cold-blooded murder. And so now people are starting to say, was this a soft terrorist act? Is this going to start happening where people are going to start getting attacked because we got an open border and all these people came over here to get their lick back? So how do we protect ourselves when we don't know who's here? And Kamala did that to us.
Yeah, she did that to us, but people need to protect themselves and fight back. Fight back. And what I'm saying, just be vigilant of your environment. Watch your environment, women. Stay the fuck off your phone. Yes. If you walking, watch your environment. Because these people are slapping the shit out of people that don't even have a clue that this type of thing is getting ready to take place. So watch your environment.
Man, let that other man slap his baby like that. He ain't even fight back. He gonna pick the baby up and run away.
Oh, no, I would have that motherfucker ass. I would have whooped his metrophone ass the next time he would have known. I would have put my foot through his motherfucking ass. He would have won that.
But the FBI is also involved in moving these criminals around the country. And if you remember, when that FBI agent dropped off this Islamic terrorist to kill 50 people at a freedom of speech event, dropped him off and told him to tear up America. So the government is involved in moving these criminals around our country, and nowhere is safe. Not a single place is safe. Look up that event. The article was called Tear Up Texas, when an FBI agent dropped an Islamic terrorist off at a Freedom of Speech Act event, and he killed 50 people. So we have to watch everything, not even just them.
We gotta watch everything. Okay, y'all, we got another clip coming up. Go ahead, G.
I will be wearing my ICE t-shirt and standing outside of early polling places just to see if I can deter any illegals.
So y'all watch this.
That's what I'm talking about.
And state financially.
We have more people coming in than we actually have transitioning out of shelters.
Already this week, 41 buses have rolled into
41
That means
fucking
there are
buses?
now 11,000 migrants living in shelters. 4,000 are still sleeping on police station floors and staying at the airports. There have been calls by city officials to close the Inn of Chicago shelter site after reports of criminal behavior, including drug sales and prostitution. Passione Zayas says it's not shutting down.
we are in a lease. That's the other thing.
This chart shows the number of migrant children now enrolled within the Chicago public schools. 30% of migrants here in Chicago are children. The migrant crisis is straining resources. The state is footing the bill for what they call temporary housing. The state is paying on the high end $9,000 in rental assistance over a 6-month period of time. With that comes help moving in and a starter kit to furnish the apartment.
That rent lasts for 6 months, and ideally people would have started their legal process, secured legal work authorization, and then be able to sustain that apartment.
The city put $4 million towards helping migrants get temporary housing. Right now, there are just a handful of case managers to handle the load to get migrants in temporary rentals.
They have roughly, I want to say in the ballpark of 30 to 40. But we obviously, need to get more. And so that's when we approached the state again for an additional $5 million.
We did reach out to see how many asylum seekers are currently taking advantage of the rental assistance. We haven't heard back from the city on that. Tia Ewing, Fox 32, Chicago.
No, taking advantage. That's why, it's like what Social Belief said. That's why we don't have money for the people in North Carolina or Florida or any other American here, is because that money is being used like that. That's just,
so if you can imagine, there's say 3 people from one family come illegally into the country, and they're each getting that amount of money. So they go get an apartment that's $2,000. Now they're pocketing that money and building that money towards creating a business, whether it's a food truck, something to just, again, another element destroying our American labor forces. So, like I said, I had 9 Uber rides last month, and 5 of them were Venezuelans. So if we look at, they're controlling the transportation systems now. They're controlling all of the hard work labor forces that we have. Black people, they always say, well, y'all gonna replace us. But you voted for them to replace you, and you continue to vote for them to replace you. So I just feel like something's got to give. Black people have to have a rude awakening to let go of that tail that they're holding on to as if something's going to save them. But
it's got to be America first. It's got to be America first. We can't be the country that tries to save the world. If we have people who are suffering and starving and, being the victims of these crazy crimes, we cannot worry about them. And if they call us racist, I'm sorry, they're wrong. America's people have to
of this country, the ones that sleep in habit, need to fucking go. And that's why we need to vote and elect Trump 2024 so he can send their ass back to their country. Immediately.
They gotta go.
We got 41 illegals, and they flying in 30,000 illegals a month.
What's the crime for killing an illegal? What is the crime for killing an illegal? If we had to protect ourselves, and kill an illegal, what would be that crime?
I'm about to tell y'all what the crime is. I got a guy that we're working with named Bobby Bush. Bobby Bush worked as a security guard at the Home Depot on 87th and the Dan Ryan, which is a black area. Him and another guy, they're out there doing their thing. They tell the illegals to disperse. They jumped on him, broke his finger, stumped him out. He grabs his gun. He fired 2 shots and hit one guy. He didn't die. Now Bobby Bush is fighting an aggravated battery and discharge of a firearm case, even though he was an armed security guard. So Cook County State's Attorney is going to charge you to the fullest extent of the law if you harm a hair on these people's heads. Meanwhile, you got real life killers who are getting out of Cook County jail with no charges, or they can't find anything. I can come to your house and shoot your house up, and if you shoot back at me, that's mutual combat, and nobody's going to jail. So it's wild how they treat these people. But it's also the Chicago CTU, just like Eric Adams got caught up. I believe that Brandon Johnson gonna get caught up too with the CTU, because they've been going down to Venezuela for the past 10 years. Why is the municipal union going down there to see
Venezuela?
To drop off maps. That's why they dropped off the maps, and now the people are coming here to pick up on the promises that they were given.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, y'all, it's getting late. We're gonna wrap this up because we got about 3 or 4 more minutes, but we're gonna wrap this up. So in closing, y'all go ahead on with your last word, but I'm gonna say this, people, we are on our own. We gotta take care of each other because these illegals are, what we are seeing is not good. It's not good at all. They are, and even with the Uber, you're hearing women saying all the time, "I got attacked by the Uber driver." That's an illegal, So it's so much that is going on. And also, I want to say, kudos. We didn't have any trolls today, y'all. Because y'all know we put it on them last Thursday.
We sure did.
Y'all did. Y'all did.
Baby.
That was fun.
So they actually didn't show up today. So go ahead on, Sophia. We are gonna work around.
I'm just saying, Harris walls, they are not the ethical choice. They're not even the real choice. They did not primary Kamala Harris. And as Americans, if you can get your people to wake up, if you can talk to somebody that has a Harris Walls button, sticker, or support, just tell them, do you realize what you just gave up? How much more are you willing to give up? How much more are you willing to sacrifice? And ask yourself, why are you willing to sacrifice this all of a sudden? They've been trying to tear down American nationalism for the years. When they started kneeling at the flag, it seemed like that was a wrap. We're not even feeling it no more. We're not even feeling it so that we can vote a Marxist. We voting in, if y'all want to vote in a Marxist, let that sink in. It's just ridiculous. But Trump got this. January 6th had people worried because they didn't run up in there like 1776. It had them worried. So don't let them scare you. Don't let them make you feel afraid. You got to stand up. Even when you know that things are wrong, you got to stand up. And I think that we all are energized to be able to support those that are going to fight for us, and we're going to fight together. So I'm just saying, I'm going to try to wake up as many as you can. Just ask them, do y'all know what y'all voting for? Do you know what you're willing to give up? Because you're giving up America, and that's not worth it. Not at all.
Well, I want to say again, Lavern, thanks for having me. Like I said before, I'll be at the early polling sites with my ICE t-shirt on that says, "I can't accept you." I think that we had record numbers in 2020, and there's no question that that election was compromised, and it's coming out every day in different hearings all over the country in swing states. I ask of all of you, if it is that you can, make sure you stop by an early polling place and see what's actually taking place. Because the cheating, I think, will happen early. It won't happen on November 5th. So, like I said, I got my little t-shirt made up. I'm going to go and just sit out in front of these polls in urban neighborhoods, because the illegals are not going to come to the more affluent neighborhoods. In the urban neighborhood, the polling places, and just see what might actually be transpiring. Trump 2024, let's go. We got this.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lavern. Thank you, all of you girls, for fighting like hell to save our country. And I just want to say that it's so important, no matter how tired we are right now for everything we've been living, we are so close. We have the momentum on our side. Now is the most important time to push hard, give it all you got, leave it all on the field to make sure that we are putting our people and our country and what's right, good versus evil, to save our country. We got to get people out to vote. We got to get our men out to vote. We got to get them off their phones, off the couch, off whatever. If they're working, encourage them to vote. We got to get them to vote. And when you go and vote, don't go vote alone. Bring a shitload of people with you. Offer rides to the elderly. Go and pick them up. They'll appreciate it. And, make it a thing. Like, say, we're going to go out to dinner afterwards because we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate that we took part on being on the right side of history. So no matter how tired you are, we are so close and we're in it together. And if we do this, we will win. Let's go. Let's go.
So again, thank you for having me on the stage with all these wonderful, influential women. Right now, we are only on the mission of self-esteem. That's it, my people. Right now, everybody knows what we have to do across every race, creed, and socioeconomic status. People who are saying that they are undecided, they're really Trump voters, but they don't want to say it. Please reassure those people that their choice is correct. Let them know that MAGA is for them. It is not about Donald Trump. He's just the vessel that's going to get the country back to the American people, because this is our country via birthright. Nobody gave us anything in this land. It's us who gave to it, and we're not going to let them give it away to anybody else. It does not make you racist. It does not make you xenophobic. It does not make you ignorant. It means that you are somebody with high self-esteem, and high self-esteem is very offensive to people with low self-esteem. So continue to offend those with low self-esteem. We don't have to put them down. We don't have to convince them. Let them stay over there where they at. Right. No more, let me tell you why Kamala sucks. 2 + 2 is 5. That's right, because you're going to carry the 1. Stay on your side. But the people who are in this lane, this MAGA lane, know that MAGA is being steamed right now, oiled and fueled by Black communities around America. So if you are watching this as a white person and you feel like you don't want to put your MAGA hat on, you don't want to put your sign out because you think people are going to bigoted, tell them that's what Black folks doing. Tell them Black people in Chicago wearing MAGA hats and they got Trump signs in their yard, and you're the racist. Tell them if you think that MAGA is racist, you're racist because you think that whiteness means American, and we got people like me, 8th generation American, ain't nobody more American than me. And if they saying it's for white folks, that's because they saying I'm not American, and those are racist. Thank y'all. God bless America. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No more fussing or fighting. We can get back to that on January 6th. Thank y'all.
I love you, girls. God bless you all.
Let me say this. So in closing, I want to say thank everybody for joining us today on the Hood Conservatives. Y'all know I love my hoodies. Where my hoodies at? Give me a shout out in that private chat. Give me a shout out in the comments. All my hoodies that's in the house. Let me say this, y'all. Y'all know for many of us, if we didn't have nothing else, we had them praying grandmothers that prayed for us. And we know we are here today on the strength of the prayers that our family members and loved ones sent up for us. So I'm asking everybody to please, let's keep this country in prayer. Let's raise that vibration and frequency. Let's keep this country in prayer. Let's keep Trump in prayer. He's fighting for us, and JD Vance and everybody else, and everybody else that's up here and everybody else that's on X, Elon Musk, and everybody else that's fighting on the front line. Let's keep everybody in prayer, because it's not easy fighting against all of these ignorant people that have so much hatred that come after you because you're willing to stand up and fight. And y'all know me, one thing about me, I'm Black, and I've been Black all of my life. I didn't just become Black when I became a conservative, but I did receive all of the hatred when I became a conservative, and they would call and say, hey, Trump is a white supremacist, and so are you. So one thing about that, that's why I always say I'm Black and I've been Black all my life. Now, I don't know when I became a white supremacist, but you can best believe they got the whole business before they got off of that phone. Okay? So once again, we would like to thank everybody for joining. And I would like to say to that little ignorant motherfucker that keep calling me, talking about I won the damn publishing clearinghouse. This a good fuck you to you.
I love you,
And
Lavern.
motherfucking Harvey with you while you're at it. Okay?
Thank all
So,
you ladies.
So
thank y'all. Nice to see y'all. My therapy.
Same Thursday, 3 o'clock. And we're in the hood and we're hood. Everybody, make sure you take 10 people more with you to them polls. Make sure the men are voting because we got an election to win. And it's
That's
so
right.
important that we win it. And we got to get Kamala retarded ass out of that White House because they don't like the word retard. Yes, I'm going to use the word retarded ass. She need to fucking go. She need to fucking go.
Make bullying great again.
You know, she don't know what she is. She don't know if she Indian, Irish, black, copper, mulatto. She don't know what the fuck she is. She just totally fucking confused. So let's vote that motherfucker on up out of there so she can take her ass home and tampon Timmy to go and stick some of them tampons on his motherfucking ass too. So he needs to get the fuck on too. Let him go work some damn tampons that he wants to go in the boys' bathroom. And did y'all see that motherfucker? I just gotta say this. When he said, when it was talking about the school shooters, and then he gonna say, well, the guy was my friend.
No, I'm friends. I'm friends with school shooters.
I become friends with school shooters. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I'm friends, but ain't none of my damn friends ever been a fucking school shooter. What kind of shit is that?
Never.
So these type of fucking morons that we are dealing with. That's why they need to fucking go. And take Nancy Pelosi, old ass, old drunk motherfucking ass with them. Okay?
Please.
Take her ass up.
Take Gavin Newsom.
We know he running shit.
Take them all.
He ain't got that kind of fucking sense. And did you see her trying to sing some rap song the other day? They were showing her. It was some type of rap song. She was
It was
singing.
One Nation.
Under a groove.
I was saying those things. She had must have some fucking bass in them because nobody else was hearing music but her. So it must was coming through her live streaming through her earrings.
She needs to stop
If a real black person, if they asked a real black person that question, what song came to your mind when you wanted to get out here and fight? It would have been "Fight the Power." So
Fight the Power.
Or James Brown, Big Payback. That's the one.
No one damn nation under the groove.
Right.
No.
That's on her greatest
It's
hits.
James
I'm
Brown,
like,
Big
Annie
Payback.
up.
That's the hit.
Living
trying to
in
get the people going.
I'm like, Annie up. Get that fool. Annie is trying to Annie up. Vote. Get him.
That trick.
Get off that trick.
I love you, girl.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close out, y'all. All my hoodies, join me next week, Thursday, right here on X at 3 o'clock. Y'all be safe, peace, love, happiness. And don't forget to vote. Vote like your mother on it because it actually does. See y'all. Peace out.
See you.